Well, hey there, everyone. It's your good friend Eric. This is episode 48 of the Leading Edge podcast. Thank you so much for engaging with this as always. I so appreciate it. I just looked and we are just shy of 3,700 downloads. Oh my goodness. I had no idea when I started this that that would happen, and it's pretty cool to watch. And I think you're going to enjoy today. Today is called Knowing What to Feel. Knowing what to feel. And it's based on observations and conversations I'm having with people as we all go through quarantine and coronavirus and all of that stuff. All right, so I think this is really going to help you to be able to understand and process emotions. And one thing I'll tell you, speaking of emotions, I'm a pretty excited, pretty giddy guy right now. I just wrapped up a program I called Alpha State. It was a 14-day masterclass that was all about mindset. We met every day for 14 days in a row for 20 minutes every day. First thing in the morning, we jumped on a Zoom call and gave people 14 different lessons over those 14 days. And it was just a blast. Oh my gosh, it was such a blast. Had a high engagement, lots of people. It grew organically as time went on. Over those 14 days, it grew by like 50% from day one to the last day as people were telling their friends and stuff about it. Had really nice feedback. And then I decided what to do next. I decided, just based on a lot of people saying they wanted to keep going, what I turned it into is a mastermind. So we are just getting ready to launch a mastermind where we meet 4 days a week, just real quick, just for 20 minutes. And we tackle real life scenarios. So people send me real life challenges that they're having, real life things that they're dealing with, and we take those on. So it's everything. It's business, it's life, it's family, it's money, all those things people send to me, and we use tools and frameworks and formulas that I've learned over like 20 years of studying this stuff to help people out. People from all walks of life, all kinds of different industries and backgrounds. And, you know, I know I focus on real estate, but there are a lot of people in here that are not even in real estate. So this is really fun. By the way, if you want to learn more about that and check out that mastermind, you're welcome to do that. Just pop me an email. It's Eric at inspireperformprofit.com. Eric at inspireperformprofit.com, and I could get you some info if you want to check out that mastermind. Let's check out today's lesson. Again, it's called Knowing What to Feel. All right, knowing what to feel. So again, as I interact with people, my friends, my family, as I just look on Facebook, as I watch the news, I don't watch much news, but looking at my news feed, that kind of thing, what I'm noticing is that people right now today, they don't know what to feel. They don't know what to feel. They're really confused about what should they feel. They're feeling like they should feel certain ways, but they don't want to feel those ways. And so they're kind of in this swirl about knowing what to feel. And I want to help out with that. And I would suppose, and actually I know, that this is something that people deal with all the time, not just during COVID-19, but all the time. But I think what's going on now has exacerbated that, right? It's made it more intense. So people are intensely curious to know what they should feel, all right? Oh my gosh, what should I feel? I don't know what to feel right now. So here's kind of the pattern that I notice on how this goes is it starts with scared, all right? So people say, well, it seems like I should be scared, and I'm being told that I should be scared. And, let me start by saying, if you feel scared, I respect that. Like that's all good, and I get it. And yeah, there's some pieces of this that are scary, and as we embark on this little conversation, I want to be clear that this is not at all about like putting our head in the sand or not facing the reality of what this is and what this does, and what this does for people's health and what it's done to the economy. Those are real life things, all right? And no matter where you are, no matter your perspective on all of this, I respect it. Like, it's good. I get it. So I'm not making light of any of this. I'm just giving you some takeaways and some helpful advice so that you can better process these emotions. All right. So again, scared. We're being told by the media that we should be scared. At least that's how a lot of people feel. They're like, it seems like I should be scared. And I'm being reinforced every day on why I should be scared. But that confuses me because I'm not really a person who lives my life being scared. I don't like being scared all the time, but it seems like that I really should be scared. And should I be scared? And should I be feeling scared all the time? But again, I don't know that that's me. That just doesn't feel like me. That doesn't feel authentic to be scared all the time. I don't want to live my life as a scared person. I just don't want to be one of, quote, those people who are always scared. I don't want to be scared. I'm happy. You know what? I'm a happy person. All right, I'm a happy person. And again, I'm just kind of playing this out. Generally, this is kind of a pattern that I see. So someone says, I don't want to be scared. I'm a happy person. I live my life being happy. I'm generally happy, and I'm still generally happy, and I have all these other feelings about coronavirus, but I'm still generally happy. But it doesn't seem like I should be happy. It certainly doesn't feel right for me to show off to the world that I feel happy. Like, should I put on Facebook that I feel happy right now? And should I put happy things out there? Should I show happy moments? And should I show people that I am actually feeling happy? Should I tell people that I'm feeling happy? Because that makes me feel guilty. Now I'm feeling guilty about my happiness. And gosh, so I need to hide my happiness so that I don't feel guilty? Well, that doesn't feel right. I don't like feeling guilty. I don't want to feel guilty or ashamed of my happiness, even though some of my friends or family, they're not feeling happy. I don't want to be ashamed of my happiness. And you know what I really feel is sad. Like, I really feel sad. I feel sad for the people who are affected by this. Their health and their economics are affected. I feel sad for that. I feel sad for people who have lost family members or have family members directly affected by this. I feel really sad about that. And I feel sad about how things have changed. Like, I'm really mourning the loss of how things used to be. I kind of liked how things used to be compared to now. I really wish that I could go back to that. Well, that would be really nice. So that makes me sad that things have changed so much and so many people are affected. I hurt for them. That hurts my heart, right? I feel really sad, but I don't want to live my life being sad all the time either. So that doesn't feel right. You know what I am really? I'm mad. I'm really angry about this. This makes me angry. I'm really upset. I'm peed off. I have to, are you kidding me? I have to go to the grocery store now with a mask on. I have to go into my office now with a mask on. I have to stay 6 feet apart from people. My kids can't go see their grandparents and give them a hug. This makes me mad. I can't believe this is happening. This makes me so mad. I'm so mad. But you know what? Oh my gosh, I don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to be one of those mad, angry people that I see on the news or in my Facebook feed. I don't want to live my life being mad all the time. That's not good. That's not healthy. I don't want to be mad all the time. Again, I'm a happy person, but wait, I feel guilty when I'm happy. So you guys see the loop that we can get in. So people, again, they don't know what to feel. People are confused by this. They don't know what to feel. And so here's my advice. If you find yourself in that pattern, here's my advice to you. What I would tell you is the answer is yes. The answer is all of it. Feel all of it. Feel all of it. All those feelings. Feel it all. Happy, mad, sad, frustrated, even guilty, scared. Feel it all. You know what? Feel it all. Let it come in. Absorb it. Allow yourself to feel all that stuff. Because it's life, right? This is life, all right? And again, I'm not making light of it. This is a big deal that's happening, big impact on people. And all those feelings, though, are just part of life, right? It's just part of experiencing life and the enrichment of life. And that's what makes life, is that we get to feel all those things. That's what causes the experience of life. If things were just always 100% unicorns and rainbows and in happy times, it wouldn't feel happy because we wouldn't, we wouldn't know, and it wouldn't be the experience that it is. We wouldn't be so lucky to get to grow and evolve and adapt and change and inspire and encourage and build up capabilities we never had before if it was just unicorns and rainbows all the time. And my gosh, no, I'm not happy that this is happening. I'm not wishing this on anyone. And yet the world has delivered this to us, and here we are. And so now what that means is we get to feel all the things, right? We get to feel all the things. So I guess what I'm doing is I'm giving yourself, if I have the right even to do this, but I'm encouraging you to give yourself the permission to feel all these things. Give yourself the permission, just feel it all, right? Just feel it all. Feel it all, let it all come in, and just know that this is it, right? This is what life is about, is feeling all these things. And yeah, we wouldn't wish this on anyone. Certainly not feeling happy that this has happened necessarily. We're happy people, but we're not necessarily happy that this has happened. And yet here it is. And so what that means is we get to feel all the things. And so ultimately it comes down to really 3 questions. All right. So as I was thinking about this, what I noticed and what I've processed is it really comes down to 3 questions. All right. So 3 questions. Question number 1, overall, what's the feeling? Overall, what is the feeling for you? So you're feeling all those things, not only normal, but healthy to feel all those. Allow yourself to feel them all. Feel them simultaneously is also a cool thing. That's a part of life. But ultimately, what is the overall feeling? So, for example, if overall, like the overarching intense feeling, if the overriding feeling, if the feeling that's really running the day is scared, then that's going to produce a certain outcome, right? Whereas if the overarching overall feeling at the end of the day is determined, that's going to produce a different outcome. So you can be determined and yet still at times feel scared and sad and overwhelmed and disappointed and mad and all those things and happy. And yet at the end of the day, if determined is running the show, then you're going to get a different outcome compared to if the end of the day, if overall overarching feeling that's running the show is scared, you're going to get something different from that. All right. And again, I'm not saying that scared is a bad thing. The second question that comes up is, at the end of the day, what is this doing for you? Is this serving you? At the end of the day, the feeling that you're having, is it ultimately serving you? That's a way to look at this, all right? So at the end of the day, is it serving you to be scared? And you could argue, well, when I feel scared, it causes me to be more safe. But yeah, it also causes you to do some other things. So there's probably a better feeling than scared to ultimately be running the show. How about vigilant? I feel vigilant, all right? Or I feel courageous. I would argue that those are better than scared. So for you, so ultimately, what is this feeling doing for you? Ultimately, how is it serving you? Is it serving you or not? Is the real question. Is that feeling ultimately at the end of the day, is it serving you or not? And the way to tell if it is, I think, the test for it gets to question number 3, which is it serving others or not? Is it serving others? So is scared, if that's the overall feeling, is scared ultimately serving others or not? And I would argue that scared is not, whereas determined does a way better job to serve other people. Even vigilant does a way better job to serve other people than feeling overall scared, because overall scared really means, what that means is you're just going to hunker down and you're going to be in your own bubble, really ultimately only concerned about yourself and maybe your only people immediately around you if you are overall scared, and you're not going to be helpful. There's that expression that we're hearing again now recently about look for the helpers. The helpers are not scared, all right? The helpers are courageous, they're determined, they're vigilant, but we can't be helpful when we're scared. So I mentioned to you my mastermind called Alpha State, my master class that we just did for 14 days, and now the mastermind that we're doing. Our overall slogan, our motto, our saying is that we want to be at our best to contribute. We want to contribute at our very best. We want to contribute at our very best. So imagine if 100% of the people on the planet were 100% focused on contribution. I think we'd all be okay, right? I mean, really imagine that if 100% of the people were 100% focused on contribution, I think we'd all be okay. And so what feeling is going to produce contribution? So there's this little tool I've come up with, and I've talked about it in other podcasts, but it's a sentence that goes like this. The sentence goes, when people feel blank, they will blank. When people feel blank, they will blank. And what you can do is you can fill in the blanks, all right? So when people feel scared, they will hunker down, all right? When people feel scared, they will go into protection mode, all right? They will go into their shell. Oftentimes when people feel scared, what they will do is nothing. How about determined? When people feel determined, they will move forward. They will make progress. When people feel determined, they will figure things out. They will commit. How about committed? When people feel committed, they will get the outcome that they want to. When people feel giving, they will contribute. All right, you see how that goes? So just be mindful that those that a feeling and an action are directly related. And so you can run that sentence backwards too. You can kind of use it to reverse engineer things. So you can fill in the second blank. So if you want people to, for instance, listen, so if you're wanting maybe your kids or your spouse to listen, when people feel blank, they will listen. And that gets to be kind of fun. What would cause someone to listen? What's a feeling that would cause someone to listen? What feeling should we instill in another person to help them to listen to us? You know what the feeling is? Heard. When people feel heard, they will listen. So we have to hear them in order for them to listen to us. All right. How about when they will get the result that they want to? If that's in the second line, then the first line would be a feeling of, again, determined or committed. When people feel determined or committed, they'll get the result that they would want to get, right? So the thing is, all these feelings, they're there to be felt, right? All the feelings are there to be felt. And there are feelings that sometimes get defined as bad or, quote, negative feelings that oftentimes serve a whole lot of purpose, right? So the feeling of frustrated has caused some, say, amazing inventions, right? So Steve Jobs, maybe it was frustrated that caused him to create the iPhone. You know, he was frustrated that you had your music on one place and your internet access on another and your phone on another. So that feeling of frustration caused the invention of the iPhone. For me, I remember a time in my life when I was frustrated about my weight and my health. I feel like I had gotten, just out of shape. And that frustration triggered me into getting into shape. All right. So sometimes there are emotions that get labeled as negative that actually serve a huge benefit. And we need to be aware of that. We need to embrace them. But it really comes down to, again, what's the overall feeling? So if the overall feeling is frustrated, you know what's going to cause you to do? You're just going to be grumpy all the time, right? So if frustration is running the show, you're just going to be a grumpy person, all right? And so we can feel frustration in moments and take that in. And then it really comes down to, though, what does that trigger us to do and what emotion is running the show? All right. So again, guys, we're feeling all these things. We even feel happy, but we feel scared. We feel frustrated. We feel mad. We feel guilty about our happiness. And then we're finding that, ultimately I'm a happy person. I want to be happy. So we're feeling all these things. So feel them. Feel the things. That's my encouragement to you, because that is life. That is the beauty and the enrichment that is life. And then be conscious of what is the overarching feeling. Which feeling is running the show? Which feeling is in charge, because that's causing you to act in a certain way. And ultimately, this is all about contribution. And so the 4 feelings that I would challenge you to give or to do or to have right now, the 4 feelings that my dream for you is that these 4 feelings are like instilled in you, and that you focus on nurturing these and establishing these and growing these within you. So those feelings would be committed. Get committed to a great outcome. Second would be determined. Just be determined to figure this out, right? Be determined to take on this challenge that you've been given. Be determined to grow from this and be better for it. Get determined. Number 3, be responsible and feel responsible. Feel the responsibility that you have to other people, for instance, to model the behavior that we wish we would see in other people. Like, you have a responsibility to do that. We all do. We all have a responsibility to behave in a certain way. We really all have a responsibility to contribute so that we can make the most of this, so that we can all be okay. We're all going to be more than okay if we all are focused on contribution. And I want us to be responsible for that. And then number 4, I want you to feel giving. Shift to a giving mindset, a giving heart set. Shift the focus away from yourself. Go to giving. Look for people who need help. Take actions to help. And again, guys, ultimately what this comes down to is contribution. Let's all focus on contribution. Let's all commit to contribution. Again, hey, if you want to learn more about my Mindset Mastermind and get a daily dose of some coaching, some inspiration, again, we tackle real life stuff, send me an email. It's eric@inspireperformprofit.com. I'll pop you some information on how you can be a part of that. In the meantime, enjoy life on the leading edge. I so appreciate you listening to this podcast. We'll see you in the next one.